actually, 100% accurate. And they were afraid to take that drum back into the church. But they did it. And if the enemy knows that it breaks something in the spiritual realm, a certain vibration that sets something free, we are to redeem all the instruments back to the church. Good. What is the right way to worship? Is it yours? Is it mine? Is it theirs? No, it's Yahweh's. And so we have to find out what He says in His Word, how He wants us to worship. If we want to worship in spirit and truth, we will find the truth in the Bible. Okay, 50 different words, and about 7 I want to speak. The first one is the word Shabbat. It's a Hebrew word Shabbat, and it means to lift up a shout to God, address Him in a loud voice. We used to do that. Holy are you, Lord. No, it's Holy are you, Lord. Lord, I praise you. Okay. You see, in the sporting events, after a game, the losers are very quiet. Yes, we'll do better next time. That's what we actually say too, we'll do better next time. Well, the Lord has no problem with our sin, has He? I mean, He has a solution to it.
That's right.
Okay, that's why we are winners, aren't we? Okay, the enemy is a loser.
Yeah.
And winners are loud.
Yeah.
They're loud. Okay. So, in Psalm 66, it says, shout with joy all the earth. You hear the joy? Shout with joy. So be loud for God. Shout. Lift up a shout to God. Address Him in a loud voice. It can be sometimes just a screaming that really breaks something in the spiritual realm. That's why Kevin is often shouting and just as a loud tone in his voice. And this is often just breaking something in the spiritual realm. Actually, this dynamic call was in Fiji, where they had a meeting with 7,000 people. And it was, they were teaching about worship. And one of the pastors said, well, it's pretty dead meeting here. Everybody's like, why don't we just shout? And they started to shout. And the Spirit took over and they shouted for 15 minutes. And every person in this room got healed. Blind, lame, everything. Really. And he saw that only 5 times in his life yet. But it's happening. So we're just tapping into a new thing that we want to discover more. Okay, actually this word is mentioned 18 times in the Word. It's used 18 times in the Bible. And you know that heaven is a loud place? You think if millions of people are singing, Holy, Holy, this will make up a loud noise, but they will sing, Holy, Holy, and this will be just thunderstorm all the time. Okay, so the peace is inward, and we better get used to that. We can use that in the church as well, can't we? Okay. The second word I want to speak about is sonar. It, I think it's SHANR. I can give it to you, it would be on a slide. I don't have it right here, I looked it up later. Okay, it's play instruments and sing along. In Psalm 150, you know there are mentioned a lot of instruments. And it's actually every instrument, every category of instrument is listed that we shall praise with them, the Lord. Every category. It means all the instruments that exist are created by our Creator. And we can use them to praise Him. And I often just remember David when he played for Saul. He was able to cast out the devils. He was able, the demons had to flee when he played. And he got soothed down. I experienced that myself in deep depression when my wife was playing. And the sound of a grand piano will hold through the whole house. It was just, finally I got free. It came back. But I had to take back the legal ground, obviously, and that's why we have RTF. And you know about RTF. So get your healing. Okay, and that's why we think that even solos are okay. It's not worshipping the guitar player or the drummer, but if it's spirit anointed solo, it can bring healing to you. And it brings praise to the Lord, and we can just soak there and praise Him. It's not about the player, but it's about God. Okay, the other word is tada. Tada! Lift your hands to God. And actually not by how you feel, but as an offering of praise, of thanks, and a sign of surrender. So it's often we don't feel like raising our hands, but sometimes it might be, help me. But that's good too. So it's just giving Him praise and holding up our hands is mentioned 50 times in the Word.